Today, we're making pecan pies for the holidays from a treasured family recipe handed down to me from my mother-in-law. It's so delicious and the crust is delightful. And later, we'll make the pecan filling. It's gonna be incredible. Let's make our homemade crust. We have our flour, and we're making a 5-batch recipe. So we've got 5 cups of flour. We're going to do our salt. We're going to put our shortening. So this a third of a cup shortening to a cup of flour, and that's our shortening. Once we get our shortening in, we're going to just cut this in. Just keep going at it and going at it until it's all cut in, until we get like a kind of a coarse-like texture. I think we're about close to adding our water. And don't add any more water than the recipe says, because it just messes with the flakiness of it. We're going to add this slowly, not just all at once. Just dribble it in and mix it. It's going to be better than a store-bought crust. I think we're ready to put this into balls, 1 ball for each crust. The reason I used a bigger batch, which is 5 cups, but the reason being, once you roll this out, you can't really piece it together, so you have to have enough to make a nice round circle. So we're doing 2 about 9-inch pies, and we're doing 5 of these. So it's going to require a smaller chunk. Once I get these done, we'll let them rest for 15 minutes, just sitting on the counter. I usually cover them with a little bit of saran wrap, just so they don't start to dry. Coming up next, we're going to roll our crust. We've let our pie crust rest. We're ready to roll it out. I've got my saran wrap on the table just because it makes the cleanup easier. I've sprinkled it with flour. Let's grab our pie crust. I'm going to squish it down a little bit before I start rolling. Try to keep it, as round as possible when you're rolling. The hard part's going to be to get it the same thickness. Let's put a little flour on this. This is one of my smaller pie pans. I think we'll use this one because it didn't come out as good as I'd like it to. But we don't want to. We're going to trim it, and we're going to try to leave a little on there so we can crimp it. And crimping is just a decorative touch to the edge. I'm going to crimp now. Basically, you just squeeze and twist your fingers. Here we have it. As soon as we get all our pie crust ready, we're going to begin the pecan pie filling. So we're rolling in a little pie crust, but let's give it a spin. Looks like pretty good. I think. Looks like pretty good. We're ready to start our pecan pie filling. We're making a triple batch, so 3 times what the recipe shows. And we've got our butter already softened. We're going to do our sugar, 1.5 cups. We've got our butter and sugar mixed. Now we're going to add our eggs. We're adding 9 because we're doing a triple batch. We're going to add them slowly. I've already started to preheat my oven to 350. I'm going to scrape the edges of the bowl because you can see there's a little bit left on the sides. We're going to add our Karo syrup. So it's going to be a whole one and a half of one. Let's see if we have everything. We've got our butter, our sugar, our dark Karo syrup, our little bit of salt, eggs. We've got everything except pecans. Let's mix this up. We have our pie batter, and we're going to add pecans. We've got our pecans pre-measured, and I like to have it overflow a little bit. So we've got 3 cups in here. Scraping the bowl a little bit. And we're ready to fill our pie shells. This is going to be just kind of guesswork. I'm not going to measure. I'm just going to start pouring. And awesome. You're going to love this recipe. We're going to bake it at 350 for 50 minutes until the knife that we insert in the middle comes out clean. We're getting ready to put our pies in. So let's get them in. And they're in for 50 minutes. However, the little ones, of course, are going to be less. But we're going to stick that knife in, check them. So I just checked this one. The knife is, there's a little bit of clear on it. Not much, but I believe it's done. So I'm going to pull the other ones out. Our mini pies are cooled And I can't wait till tomorrow, so I'm going to cut into one of these. And we're going to find out exactly how flaky this crust is. So let's take a bite. This, I swear, you just look forward to this all year. Because it's luscious. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Little pieces of crust. Wow. This pie is so delicious. It's crunchy, it's flaky, it's caramelly, the pecans are just, they get a little toasty. And it's just one of those recipes that you're going to make over and over again. And if you do make this recipe, put your comments in the comment area. I'd really like to hear from you.